Hi, today we're going to take a look at Google Earth, and specifically today's video is going to be about how to make a tour with Google Earth. As you will find, there's a whole lot of different things that Google Earth can be used for, so we're just going to narrow it down today and just deal with making a tour. So to begin with, once we have Google Earth opened on your computer, we're going to need to go up here to the top to My Places. Make sure that My Places is checked, and we're going to come up to Add, and we're going to create a new folder, and this is where we're going to save things. So let's call this National Parks, and we'll make a tour today about the national parks. Click on OK, and over here on the left you should see now this new folder for national parks, and that is underneath My Places. And while we're here, let's take a look at these dotted lines over here, and it's going to be important that we pay attention to where these are going, as they're going to tell us what folder things are lined up with. Now we're going to begin our search, and let's start with a home. Let's pick the school here, middle school, and we're in Byron, Illinois Middle School. And we're 850 Colfax, so we're going to zoom right down into it there. Alright. This is going to be our starting location. So what we need to do now is we need to pin our locations. And we're going to come up here to the top, and we have our push pin icon. We click on that, and we'll see over here that we have this yellow push pin. We're going to move that. Let's put it right here. This is school, and you see untitled. So over here in our box now, we're going to give this a title. Okay. And I could add some more information down here in box. Say this is our starting location. And click OK. Now before I click OK, I'm going to make sure that I have my box where I want it. In fact, let's fancy it up a little. If we come up here and we click on this icon here, it's going to give us choices for other things here. And since we're going on a little journey, let's use our bike rider here and click OK and OK again. And so now we'll see our bike rider. Now let's go back over here to our places. Let's shrink our layers down. Let's shrink this down. Let's close that one. So we'll try and get ourselves a little bit more room to work with here. Shrink, and we'll see that we have Byron Middle School, and follow our line here. It's inside of our National Parks folder. As I'm working, I'm going to keep an eye on some things, and we'll see if we look at our description here. We click on this. This came up here. You'll notice I do have a spelling error in it. So how do I fix that? There's a couple ways that I can fix that. I can get on my icon, right click on properties, okay, or if I have a whole bunch of icons that are real close together, sometimes it's easier to come over here on the left and get on top of our location, right click and properties over there, and you'll see that this box pops up that we had originally, and I can go back in here and edit this and change and click OK. And we'll see over here it's correct. So if I click on my icon, this is our starting location, and now have that typo edited out. So just remember, right click properties will bring that original box up. Alright, so now we're going to need to find some more places, and we're going to go back into our search, and let's go to Yellowstone National Park. You'll see it's going to fly us there. Now as it's doing this, remember that before I save or put a pin on these places, I want to zoom in to the view that I want. And over here on the right is a quick zoom. Grab on it, and it's going to take me down. This is a street view. Yeah, now let's just drop him out in the middle here and see what's there. Okay, we're on the side of a mountain now in the street view. So let's come up here. Maybe we can get to the top. We'll turn and let's look out over top of this. It's for a nice view. And we're in a ground level street view here, and we're going to pin it from this view. So I go back up to the top, and let's pin this. Let's call this, we're at Yellowstone. And let's find a different icon for this. We're on the hill, so maybe we're going to go skiing. We'll use a little skier. And if I want to, I can change the color of this guy as well. And I click in my color box, and let's have an orange skier. Okay. Now, back over here to the left, you'll see that we now have two locations. And I have Yellowstone and the middle school. And let's quickly find another one. Let's go to the Grand Canyon. And that's going to zoom us down into Arizona. And we can come on down in the ravine. So let's take a look. Maybe that wasn't exactly where we want it to be. So we zoom out, and I'm just using the wheel on my mouse to do that right now. Or again, you can come over here and we can grab and drag and zoom out, and you'll see all the different options we have. Let's come on over here to the looks like water, and we'll zoom in, and there's our little path. So let's take our street level view, and let's come right on down into the canyon itself. So now we're at the ground level. We're down in the canyon and around, and again, I'm just using the wheel on my mouse to move around, or I can click and grab the screen. Let's see, that's kind of a nice view there of the mountains. So let's pin this one, Grand Canyon. And let's change this icon. Let's see, we're down in the canyon, so maybe we're swimming through the water. Okay. And there we go. Now, let's just go back over here on the left. Let's shrink our search down and give ourselves more room. We now have 3 places here on our little tour. We started at the school. We have Yellowstone, Grand Canyon, but maybe I decide later I want to go to the Grand Canyon first. I can just click and drag. I click on it and drag that straight up, and it reordered those. And again, let's take a look at our lines here. Our dotted lines are all going into national parks. So we want to save this now and make sure that national parks is highlighted. We come back up to File, Save Place As, and we're going to save those in national parks. I want to override it. So now my folder of national parks includes all of these. And just to show you that that's what I have, I'm going to close out. Okay, you'll see here on the desktop, this is my national parks. That's that KMZ file. I'll drag it up here so that we can see it. Okay, KMZ file. We're going to double click on that, and it should open Google Earth, and it's going to open that folder, and we should see those 3 stops that we had. And here's our folder, National Parks, the school, Grand Canyon, Yellowstone. So if I wanted to give a presentation and use my tour, okay, I'm just going to click, let's begin at Byron Middle School, and it's going to zoom us into that view that we had. It brought up the information that I typed in. I can close that down. Now when I'm done talking about the middle school, I click on Grand Canyon. It automatically flies us out there and takes us to that view that we had from the side of the mountain. Sorry, from the canyon. And then to Yellowstone, and this was the one on the side of the mountain. And remember that it's always going to take us to that exact view of where we pinned it. And so remember, we were on the side of the hill looking out over the water here. And so that's what we have, and there was our icon. Now, let's go back to the middle school. in that street level view, or that ground view I had before, one of the things that you can do with that in your tours is that we can take that and let's go right down to the road, and wherever Google Earth has been or has a video of, we get the 3D image. There's the outside of school. Okay. And if I want to, okay, we can go back to the road and we can follow the path of the lines from where they went, and we can drive right down the road basically with the cars, and we can take a tour of the town. And again, anytime I want to get back to where I was in the stop, I just click on that and it takes me back to the view that I had originally pinned. So there is a very brief explanation of how to make a tour, and there's a lot of other things that you can incorporate into your tours, but this should be enough to get you started.